let us welcome our participant today. And from ebg.com, greetings and good evening to all the participants. I am Dr. Vijesh Jain, and today I am the trainer for the recording of the videos, editing of the videos, and hosting of the video. Because hosting part I want to emphasize very much today, because some of the instructors on ebg.com recently has already uploaded some courses, but I had requested in one of the email, and I had also mentioned that hosting should be done in the third party, and especially on the YouTube. We recommend that you should host your videos on YouTube, and some of the instructors have hosted on the website. The problem of hosting on the website is that the student experience will not be that good, because when you host your videos on the website, two things happens. One is the website may become slow. Up till now it has not become slow, but it may become slow. And second problem can be that the pickup of the video may not be as good as what is possible on YouTube, because that is a much technically much smoother and standard platform. So YouTube is a very advanced platform, and I just want to tell you that people have a myth that when you upload your videos on YouTube, it becomes public. You already know that it becomes public only when you make it public. So for online course purpose, whenever you upload your videos on YouTube, you should save it in the unlisted mode. Once it is in the unlisted mode and you give the link of the video on your course, so it will run smoothly, and it cannot be copied. So on our platform, we have security plugins wherein the right click button does not work on YouTube videos, which are directed from the online courses on ebg.com. So I want to tell you that I want to request to you that the hosting of the video should be done on a third-party platform, and we would recommend to upload on YouTube. So that is very important. I will show you also this thing. Only one thing you should not do, that when you upload your videos on YouTube, try to avoid using any playlist. Don't list your video on a playlist, because if you load and list your video on a playlist, so even if it is unlisted mode and one of the videos in the playlist is public, so there is a possibility that the video may become public for some audience. So this is the one recommendation we do, that don't put the unlisted video on a playlist. This is the only requirement. The first agenda of today's training is the options available for recording videos for online courses. And as you know that the most important part of online courses is the video recording. So friends, everybody has their own preference of recording videos. I normally recommend using Zoom platform for recording your videos. So what happens in a Zoom platform is that if properly configured, so when I say configure, means in Zoom you have some settings. So you can keep it default setting, there is no problem. Generally default setting works, but you should look for, in the recording section of the Zoom, there is one checkbox which says that if you are sharing PowerPoint and along with this you want your video to come, your own video to come, so do not put the checkbox on separating the video. I will show you that in a while. So if proper recording setting is there, then I think the one option is the Zoom recording, which is quite good for online videos. Now, second option, I had already sent you one free screen recording software, which we discussed in the last session, training session number 1 of ebg.com, wherein we discussed about a PowerSoft free screen recorder. You can use that also. So if you feel comfortable. Now, there is another third software which is also free and which is recommended by YouTube also. And that is OBS Studio, which we had mentioned. Our guest speaker has mentioned in training session number 1 also. OBS Studio. So it is freely available. It is we have tried it and it works very well. But I still feel that there are certain more facilities in Zoom recording, which I just want to tell you that right now also in the example which you are seeing, my own picture here, and in Zoom, what we see here is that we are having a beautiful background on the back side of my picture, which shows a living room which is of very good quality. But actually, this is a facility which is given in Zoom, where if you have a green screen on the back, and what is a green screen? Green screen is a green cloth for photography, which is available very cheap, 200, 300 rupees. Amazon.com, you can buy it. This cloth, photography green cloth, you can buy, and it doesn't cost much, and you can shop online for this green cloth. And if you use that green cloth on the back side, so what happens that you can go for the option of virtual background. So in Zoom, in the virtual background, you have some customized pictures already, and you can also add your own pictures, which you can download from the internet. Like for example, this picture in my background, I have downloaded from the internet. If you go to Google and search for Zoom background pictures, you will get a lot of options. And I would recommend that you take such picture which shows very realistic kind of background, like the one which I'm using. And on this, one advantage on this background is that you can put your name or your logo. Like in my case, I have put the logo of ebz.com, and similarly you can put your logo or your name, or if your YouTube channel, maybe if you have a YouTube channel, you can promote your YouTube channel. We, as in ebz.com, we do not discourage anybody to promote themselves or their company name or their YouTube name. We don't discourage for that. So you can do that. And so the point is that so when you record these videos, there can be two possibilities. One could be that you are recording what you are talking. So like for example, right now I'm talking, and if I make it full screen, so you can see my video full screen on Zoom, you can do that. But if you are sharing with some PowerPoint presentation, then of course your picture will come in certain size. Now, one thing I want to tell you that when you are sharing some PowerPoint and you want your picture to come, so you have to create your PowerPoint in such a way that you leave some space for the picture to come. And you should increase the size of the picture. So you should not leave the standard default size, which is very, very small. And do not forget, when you are sharing and your picture is coming, that on the top of the picture, right now I will show you in some demo. I will just show you. You will see that there is a button for single picture. So whenever you are recording on Zoom, only your picture should come. The picture of anybody else, if there are other audience, it should not come. So you can use that button on the top of the picture, where you are only showing one picture. So that is very important. I will just show you about that. So this was just an introduction which I wanted to give you about Zoom. So I will just, first of all, I will share with you the Zoom settings for video recording, which by default also is okay, but I will just show you that what is the desired settings. I will just show you. So I just want to tell you that here also you can see that three, maybe at your end you can check. So on above my picture, there is a button, show small active speaker video. So when I press that, and if you will press, you will only get the picture of me only. So which the size of which you can change. Now on the zoom setting, what is important is you go to the settings. When the default setting you can see here,
Okay.
general setting is perfectly all right. There is no change required in this. In the video setting, you can see here,
Okay.
you have this enable HD and widescreen. You can see here, and if you go down, always display participant name on the video. So in the recording, normally name does not come. Always show
Okay.
video preview dialog when joining a video meeting. Spotlight my video when I speak. So these three checkbox are good. And the audio part, of course, is all default. You need not make any changes. Okay, so you don't really require any changes in the audio. In share screen also, okay, so in share screen also, it is by default everything is perfect. I do not see any problem. And if you want to make it full screen. So when you are recording, never forget to make your PowerPoint full screen, as well as if you are not sharing the PowerPoint, if you are sharing only your video, do not forget to make it full screen. Otherwise, the picture will come small.
Okay.
Okay, so normally this mistake is done. But out of all these settings, the very important setting is the recording setting. Here, people make some mistakes. So here I want to tell you something. First of all, if it is by default, it is not there. There is a section called optimize for third-party video editor. Now, this is very important. This should be checked, because why I tell you, when you make the video, this video you have to edit also using some editing software. So today I will tell you about little bit about Filmora 9, which I had promised. You can do it with the free software also, which I already mentioned in the last session. So this checkbox should be there. And secondly, record video during screen sharing. So what you want generally when you are sharing the PowerPoint, and it is good practice also from the student point of view, that you record your video also, your own video of speaking. So suppose out here, if you check this one, place video next to the shared screen in the recording. So this is not a very good idea. So when you check this, what happens? Two things happens. First, the width of the picture becomes very wide, which is not manageable, especially in the YouTube size. So the recommended size is 16:9. So it will not become 16:9. It will become 18:7 or 18:66. So this is not required. So this should not be checked. So if it is already checked, you have to remove this checkbox. So you only say that record video during my screen sharing. So what happens when you do that? Normally the picture comes on the top left only. Top left. Now what you can control, you cannot control the position of the picture which comes on the PowerPoint, which is normally on the top left only. I'm sorry. Top right only, not left, sorry. Top right only. So your PowerPoint should be made in such a way that you leave some space for your own video on the top right corner of the PowerPoint. And what you can control is little bit, you can control the size of the picture. If you increase that size to whatever is available, normally in the video recording, the size will be increased. So this facility you have in the Zoom player. Now, another thing, another benefit of the Zoom player, which I had told you, is the virtual background, if you remember. So what I will do, I will show you of the virtual background setting. Let me see if it is possible to see from here the virtual background setting. Yes, it is there. So yes. So I hope you can see this out here. Like for example, I am using this picture. Suppose I change the picture. You can see my picture is changed. I hope you can see this.
Yes.
So it means that few pictures which I downloaded from internet and edited to include my logo, and I am able to use those pictures. But if I want to use the standard pictures which are available on the Zoom platform, there are certain pictures which are already available. You can use that also, as you can see here. And you can have some very fascinating backgrounds. But if you have a good quality green screen, as I told you, which is not very expensive, then you can do this. So for example, when you try several backgrounds, you take the feedback from your students and maybe your family members. So some of the background will look very good. For example, in my case, I tried many background, and this background people like most. So I normally use this background out here. So this background filters, virtual background, you can use here. And so to add new image, you can add from here. So here is the button, as you can, I will show you this one. So here you can use this button, this one. So as you can see here, this button. So using this button, you can add images. So like this, you can add image, whatever image you want. Suppose I want to add this image. So I have some images which I downloaded from internet, and I can use those images. Okay. So this was the setting part of the Zoom. I will show you also that how you can make a PowerPoint. I'll just show you that using the PowerPoint, you can make very good video recordings. So I will show you one example here, blockchain. And over here, I will maximize this and I will bring this picture here. I hope you can see this picture.
Yes, sir.
And you can increase the size of this picture, as you can see here. So, but I will have to check whether it will work on the right side.
Okay.
So sorry, left side. Normally, what happens, even if you put it on the left side, the actual recording, the picture will come here like this.
Okay.
So your PowerPoint should normally be like this, that you should not have any major important area. This area should be left, and depending on what size of the picture you want. Suppose you want this much size, so this area should be normally should not contain anything, and definitely your logo should not be there or your name should not be here, which can be on the bottom right or bottom left or bottom or top left also. It is possible. So this area should be left, and so this is how you put your picture somewhere here by increasing the size. And now you can record. You can go to next slide, and it is in full screen. You can see here. So this is Zoom recording is, I found, very reasonably good, and there is absolutely no complaint by the students when the recording is done on Zoom. So normally when you see my videos which I share with you, they are mostly made on Zoom recording only, like this one.
Okay.
So as you can see here, so all the PowerPoints, and one thing I want to tell you, that whenever you record your videos, you should use very reasonably good quality PowerPoint templates, which are available free of cost on the internet. Some are paid, but if you do some reasonably good research and search on internet, you normally find very good templates of PowerPoint, where you have got 21, 25 slides, which are all different. So it's very amazing, but there are free templates available of PowerPoint, and good quality free templates, if you use, and you use those templates with some skill, little bit skill, you can easily create very good quality presentations. And these few things actually helps. Now, I normally recommend that you should use PowerPoint slides. Reason being, I'll tell you, especially when you are recording in English language, since you are not using any caption on the bottom, so this is a little bit difficult part for faculty members. So to avoid that and to compensate for the absence of the captions of what you are speaking, two things you can do. One, you should have a very good and catchy, very simple but catchy, good quality PowerPoints, and you should always use the annotation. It is always better to use this kind of annotation where you can put these kind of markers, and you should use all these things. So when you are talking, I'm talking about, for example, price of Bitcoin. I'm talking about the credit card bank fees. So I should underline this, private key or mining fee or Bitcoin rate. So using these things compensate for the absence of caption in the bottom of the videos. Now, another thing what you can do
Hmm.
is that since you already know that the captions are not there in the bottom of the recording, you should try to speak little bit slowly. It is better because
Okay.
on YouTube, YouTubers are normally adept at speaking very very fast. So they'll speak like this. Okay, this is a Zoom recording, and you are liking it, and now I'll come to this. So they speak little faster because people who are going on Zoom, they normally avoid videos which are slow. But in online courses, what happens? The purpose of the student is different.
Hmm.
So he is coming there to learn the concept. So, like for example, you have to practice, or you have to adapt yourself speaking with gaps. Although it is better not to have the like I'm saying I'm in between, I'm saying because I'm thinking. So
Hmm.
you cannot absolutely avoid it, but wherever possible, we have to avoid these fillers. I mean, these unintended fillers which comes in the video. So we have to practice our brain that if I'm thinking, then I don't say, oh, I should try. It takes some time. So I'm still trying to get away with this, unintended things. So normally it becomes irritation. Normally, it is not good. Otherwise, what happens if you are using Filmora or some editing software? You can actually remove these if they are too much in between. But and sometimes people say, you know, it happens like when I'm doing, so people use, I also
Hmm.
use it quite often. So sometimes it becomes irritating. So
Exactly.
we have to practice our recording in such a way that they are very plain in nature, and they need not be very flowery. They need not be uh, uh, they need not be of the type where you are trying to show that you can be a very good actor, like celebrity type actor. So that kind of accent, I think it is not required. It should be it is better to be very plain when
Hmm.
you are speaking for recording purpose. It is better, and we should actually focus more on plain language and things like, as I told you, the background, and we can have some little bit effort on the PowerPoint look of the PowerPoint. Some images we can use in PowerPoint. For example, in this, I had, for example, I had shown you that in this I have used this picture of Satoshi Nakamoto, which is not a true picture actually, because nobody knows who is Satoshi Nakamoto. But
Hmm.
this picture is very much common, and you have to be careful when you are using the pictures. You
Hmm.
should not get into any copyright
True.
problems. So you have to check that what kind of picture you are using. So I will recommend you should always, for the safe side, there are two sources where you can use images and music if you want to add some music. Now, music you can only add in Filmora 9, which I'll just show you. So what the best place to take images is Pixabay. Pixabay. So I will just write it down. So what I'm saying is, okay, one minute. So I'm talking about Pixabay. So this is Pixabay. Generally, all the images, almost 99% of the images, are risk-free. Anything which is available on Pixabay, free of cost. Those images are absolutely no problem. Absolutely no problem. And they have many, many pictures, let me tell you. And I can recommend you, if you wish to make some good graphics, if you like to do that, you can use a very cheap platform and the online software, which is called thumbnail blaster. You can use thumbnail blaster. It is not very expensive. Lifetime cost is 1,500, something like that. It is called thumbnail blaster. Where making these kind of slides and graphics is very, very easy. Thumbnail blaster. Now, another advantage of thumbnail blaster is that you can make very fast thumbnail for your online course also, because you require thumbnail images which will bring business actually for you, because students will get attracted to your course if you have a good quality image or thumbnail, it is called, for the online course, which is normally the dimensions are in square. So what happens that you can use this thumbnail blaster, which is not very expensive. I use it very often. So you will see that I use this thumbnail blaster for my YouTube videos also, for making thumbnail. I use this thumbnail blaster for making thumbnail for my online courses. You can see on my website all the thumbnail which are made on this thumbnail blaster only. So this was about creating your videos on Zoom. And what happens in the Zoom, when you record the videos, and when you stop the video and you exit the session, what happens automatically? Zoom starts converting the video into MP4 file, which is available in the document directory and subdirectory Zoom. You will find date and time wise folders, and it will contain zoom.mp4 file will be there, and that file will become your video file, which you have to use in your video editor. So we have already explained in the session number 1 how to edit your recorded videos on PowerSoft. Okay, so now I will explain to you. I will stop sharing. So this part of the session is over, where I was talking about how you can record your videos much easily on Zoom platform. And I told you that the next part of the video recorded is using the Filmora. I will be taking the editing part, where I will be talking about how you can use Filmora 9 for editing your videos. Okay. So I will share the screen, and I will take you to Filmora 9. Now this is, let me tell you one thing.
Yes, sir.
The best software available for editing till date is Filmora 9.
Okay.
There is no doubt. And luckily it is not very costly, luckily.
Yeah.
And it is a very good asset, and it's the best software, by the way. Actually, you can record also on Filmora 9, but I did not like the recording part of this. I use it for only editing. So friends, this is the screen which you will get when you open Filmora 9. So when you see this screen, it looks little difficult and very complicated to operate, and you feel that, learning all the tabs and facilities which are given there, it will take some time. Yes, it is little complicated, but it is not as complicated if you try to understand it. It is not so difficult to use filmora 9. So out here, I will show you that what are the different areas which they have their role in video editing. So when you see here, this is the top bar of this screen, where you have media, you have audio, which talks about the audio effect and possibilities of using different effects and settings of audio. Then you have titles, text titles, which you want to use in your video. Then very important part is this transitions. So what happens in a video which you want to edit? There are pauses, there are some sections which you don't want, so you delete those sections. So a cut is coming on the video. So to remove that cut or not to show that cut in the final video, you can use dissolve, you can use fade, all these transition effect, transition from one clip to another clip. You can use cube. So I will show you some of these transitions which you can use in your final video clips using these transitions. And then you have some effects like mosaic, blur effect. Suppose you want in your video some portion to be blurred. You don't want to show what is there, maybe some password or a text. So friends, you can use these effects, different effects which are there on your video. I will show you some examples here. And you can use some elements. You want some emoticons, you want some attention grabbing effects using these elements. So these elements are available, which are called element love to, web element, element motion. So some of these elements can be used here. So I will tell you about these different facilities which are available. And you can see here that there is a section here where you can see what is happening in all these top bar facilities. So it will preview that portion. And friends, as you can see here, this part, as you can see here, is the preview of the video which you are going to import in the media. And that particular video which will import in this area, that will be the actual source file, and that file you have to bring on the work area. This is the work area. Okay, so this is the work area of the filmora 9. This is the work area, right? And in this work area, you have your video. You can use these elements. You can use your logo or image, which you can bring here, and you can work upon all that to create a particular video. So I will use an example, then you will understand it better. And friends, you have these facilities here. As you can see here, some facilities are there, which I will tell you that what is the purpose of these facilities, and out here also. Okay. So what I want to tell you that this particular screen is your work area for the purpose of editing the videos. So this is very important. Okay, so I will take one example, so you will have a better idea. I will import one example file, and this file is the Zoom recording, which I told you. So on Zoom, you have recorded a particular video, which can be a PowerPoint, which can be just talking to the audience, or whatever it may be, of different types. So this is the main file on which you want to work. Okay, and with this you also want to, for example, work on the logo part, some images. So let us include that also. Let us import some images also. So I import this image, which is a logo, and probably you also want a watermark. So we'll import some watermark also. So now we have this watermark, we have this logo, and this is the main file which we have to work on. Okay, so I will use this file, and there is a plus sign here. I will click on this plus sign, and I will see that this video clip, which is a composite long clip, comes here. Now, the moment you bring this clip here, you will see that the preview of this clip is coming here. So this is basically the preview part. This is preview. Preview means whatever is being shown here, it comes in preview, and this preview comes with the help of cursor. I will show you where is the cursor. When I press this square button, I come to the very start of this. And when I say play, so you can see here, this cursor is moving. This cursor is moving, right? It's moving like this. Okay. So this cursor is moving, and with this movement, you can see that our preview is also coming here, right? And normally it is better for editing purpose that you reduce the resolution of the preview so that you can work more smoothly, right? Okay, so as you can see here in this video clip, there is a silence part here. So in this recording, I am not enabling the audio part of this clip because it will unnecessarily affect my audio. So I'm switched off the audio part, but you can see the audio here. So these are the signals which tells you that where is the audio and where it is not. So we can see here that there is a silent portion here between this. And for example, I want to remove this silent portion. So what I will do, first I will detach the audio itself. It is always good to have a separate file for audio and separate file for video. Because if we are making any editing part on the video part, that editing which is meant for video should not happen on the audio file. That's why I have detached that audio from the video. So I will make a cut here. You can see here, this cut is there. And these two portions I want to remove. This portion I want to remove. Okay. So I have removed this portion. Okay. So now this long silence here also I want to remove. There are two long silences. So I have deleted these two long silences, and I can see that my silence part is gone. Now, when I cutted those portions, what has happened? That I have got a cut on the video which will be visible when I will play. So what I will do, I will use these effects here, which I had been talking about. What I will do, I will go to the transition effect, because the transition effect will smooth out transition of the video stream from one clip to another clip. So for example, here I will use the cube transition. Why? Because screen is changing here. So for example, I just show you that I have used this transition effect, and here when I play, you can see here that because I use the cube part, I can see that this audio is also okay and video is also okay, right? So similarly here in the second cut where I did, and since there is no change out here, so what I can do, instead of using cube, I can use dissolve. And you should make sure that when you use this, the transition effect which you are using on this cut should be 50% on the first clip and 50% on the second clip. So here also you can see here, if you look at the cut, 50% was there on the first clip and 50% was there on the second clip. And this is 50% on the second clip and the 50% on the third clip. So this transition should be like this. So for example, if I play it, I can see here that let us see how this transition works. And you can see here, so there was no problem. So this cut transition helped. Now, one thing, since we had detached the audio, so this transition effect is not affecting the audio. So audio is absolutely clear. And audio does not require any transition effect. Okay. So this is the portion which we used in transition. Now, suppose I want to use the effects. For example, I want to use mosaic effect, suppose, right? So I will bring this mosaic effect out here, and suppose I want to use it here, mosaic. I want to use it here, this mosaic. Okay. So what I will do, this mosaic is there. I want to suppose remove this picture out here. So you will see that using this mosaic effect, what I'm able to do, I am able to use this portion to remove this picture. I can resize also. Suppose I want to remove this part, not the full part. Suppose I want to remove this, only this part. So I can use this, as you can see here. Okay, so this is how you use these effects, right? So I have shown you this effect also. Now I will remove this effect because I don't need it. What I need, I will go back to my media where I had my source file, video file, and I had this watermark, and I had the logo. So what I will do, I want to use the images, which is the logo. I also want to use the watermark. So what I will do, I want my logo to be there on the whole slide, suppose, for example. So what I will do, I will pick up this one, and I want my logo to be there on this slide here. So I can put it here, right? So you can see that this logo is there on my complete slide, like this. I can have. So when I play, you can see here, this logo will come here, right? Similarly, I can use my watermark here, which I want on the whole video. But the problem with this watermark right now here is that it is too dark. Watermark should be barely visible, and it is too large. So first I will reduce the size of the watermark. And secondly, what I will do, I will double click here, and I will go to the compositing, image compositing, and I will click here, and I will reduce the transparency of this so that it is just barely visible on the background. So you can see here, it is barely visible. Okay, so when I see, you can see that the watermark is also here and the logo is also there. So this is how it is done, right? So I have used the cutting part also. I have used the logo part also, as you can see here. And this is the logo part, and this was the watermark part. So I have done all these things, and my video is now fully edited. If I want, I can use some opening video here and closing video also here. So that also we can do. Probably I can show you that thing also. For example, I can see here if we have some openers. So let us see. We have some openers here, right? Fine. Okay. So we'll use some opener. For example, we'll use this opener right here. So I will use this one, this opener with my, so as you can see, it is downloading, and this opener has come here, right? So I will click this opener, and I will try to see how it works. Yes, it is working. So I can change the title here. I can put, for example, ebusy.com, right? So what will happen, you can see here, it is working like this. So this is the opener, and you can see here, this is my video with watermark, and watermark, for example, watermark here looks little too heavy, so I can still reduce the transparency further. Okay, so now you can see this watermark is not disturbing, right? And you will see the transition also. So you have seen this impact transition effect is working like this. Now another thing I want to show you, that you can also add music if you wish. You can add some music in the clip. So I will use music available here with me, and I will bring this file, and I can add music at the start here like this. And maybe I want to use a very small part of it, so I can cut this and remove the second part of this, and I can add the music. So you will not hear the music because I have removed the audio capability, so you can't see the audio here. But this, by adding this music, you can make it better. And in this music also, you can have some impact. For example, if you want the audio to slowly start, you can fade in, and you want the audio clip, music clip, to fade out, you can use this. And you can also reduce the volume like this in the music. Okay, so now our clip is ready, as you can see here. So once it is ready by this, after editing, you can create video like this, and you should always go for the MP4 format for saving your video. So what you do, you have to search your folder and write some name, for example, temporary clip 1 you can use, and go to the settings. You don't do anything with the setting. You can only change the bitrate. So I will recommend that you go for the 2000 kbps bitrate. Size is all okay, and you can have quality best, better, good. I will suggest that let it be good, or maybe you can make it better, but I think good is also okay. For online classes, clips, it is okay. And then you start export. So when you do that, the export of the clip will start, and your clip will be ready. In this case, it is showing that clip will be ready in 5 minutes. You can see here. Okay, and it is showing the progress of the clip being made, the final clip, right? So using Filmora 9, which is I think a very good software for editing your videos for online courses, you can easily make good quality online classes videos. It is not so difficult. In first few trial and sessions, you may face certain problem, but otherwise you will not face any problem. So I will recommend that you try to practice on Filmora 9 trial version. Free version you can download, and you can practice on that. Whatever I showed you, you can practice. There is no problem. You can download Filmora 9 trial version, which is free, and you can do it. Only thing what will happen is that when you will export the file like this, a new watermark will come, which will display Filmora 9, so which is not desirable. So only when you buy this Filmora 9 software, that watermark will go. So in this session, my purpose was to show you that apart from the other software which are free, like OBS Studio for recording, and for editing, I already mentioned about APowerSoft, free screen recorder and editor, which we discussed in the last training session number 1. So in this training session number 2, I wanted to show you that if you wish more professional videos, you can use Filmora 9 video editing software like this. Thank you very much for watching today's session, and I hope this training session number 2 was useful and informative. Please keep attending the training sessions of ebz.com, which we organize on a weekly basis. Thank you very much.